After 40, many men notice that their bodies begin to function differently. Energy declines. It's harder to wake up in the morning. Exercises no longer produce the same results. Blood pressure gradually increases. Legs begin to tire more quickly. A feeling of coldness in the hands and feet appears, and their sex life isn't what it was 10 years ago. Most people consider this to be natural aging, but in reality, one of the main reasons is deteriorating vascular function. Every year, the endothelium, the inner lining of blood vessels, gradually loses its ability to produce sufficient amounts of nitric oxide. This is the substance responsible for vascular relaxation and proper blood flow. When it depletes, tissues receive less oxygen. The heart begins to work harder. The brain receives less nutrition. Muscles tire more quickly. Today we'll talk about one of the most underrated vegetables that can support natural nitric oxide production. It's the common beet. 1. Why does blood flow deteriorate after 40? Explain in detail. Vascular aging, decreased arterial elasticity, increased blood pressure, increased inflammation, decreased physical activity, decreased cellular sensitivity to insulin, decreased nitric oxide production. Add a comparison. Imagine a new garden hose. Water flows freely. Now imagine an old hose. It becomes stiff. Kinks appear. The pressure decreases. The same thing happens to human blood vessels. 2. What makes beets special? Explain in detail about nitrates. Important to explain. Nitrates from vegetables are not the same nitrates used in processed meat. After eating beets, a chain of events occurs. Nitrites gives nitric oxide. Nitric oxide dilates blood vessels, improves blood circulation, helps muscles receive oxygen, makes the heart work easier. There are studies of athletes where drinking beetroot juice slightly improved endurance in some people. 3. Heart benefits. Explain. Reduces stress on the heart, maintains normal blood pressure, improves nutrition of the heart muscle. Effects of potassium. Add an interesting fact. One medium beet contains about 300 to 400 milligrams of potassium. 1. Brain benefits. After 40, the brain's nutrition deteriorates. This affects memory, speed of thought, concentration, attention. Some studies suggest that nitrates can temporarily improve blood flow to certain areas of the brain. 2. Benefits for men. This is a strong point. Good blood circulation affects physical activity, strength, recovery, prostate health, erectile function. It's important to note, beets are not a cure. However, good vascular health is one of the factors in normal male function. The better the blood flow, the better the tissues receive oxygen. 1. Beets and sports after 40. Explain. After eating beets, muscles use oxygen slightly more efficiently. That's why many professional cyclists and runners use beetroot juice before competitions, not as a doping agent, but as a natural source of dietary nitrates. 2. Other beneficial substances. Explain about betalains, antioxidants, folate, fiber, magnesium, manganese, potassium. Explain the role of each. 1. How to eat beets. Best options: boiled, baked, fresh. Beetroot juice. Good combinations: garlic, olive oil, walnuts, greens, goat cheese, cottage cheese. 1. Who should exercise caution? Explain. Tendency to oxalate stones. Severe kidney disease as recommended by a doctor. A possible pink discoloration of urine and stool is usually harmless. People with very low blood pressure should avoid excessive consumption of beetroot juice. 2. Conclusion. Beets are not a magic bullet. They cannot stop aging, but they can be part of a diet that supports the health of blood vessels, the heart, and metabolism. Real changes occur when several habits work together. Regular physical activity, adequate sleep, quitting smoking, weight control, a diet rich in vegetables, and simple foods like beets, which help the body get the nutrients it needs. Sometimes it's these small daily habits that have a greater long-term impact than searching for a miracle cure. This approach makes health more sustainable after 40 and helps maintain energy, strength, and quality of life longer. 1. What happens in the body a few hours after eating beets? Let's follow the path of this simple vegetable within the body. You eat a serving of baked beets or drink a glass of natural beet juice. Dietary nitrates begin to be absorbed into the bloodstream. Some of them enter the salivary glands, where specialized bacteria living in the mouth convert the nitrates into nitrites. This is why scientists do not recommend using strong antibacterial mouthwashes too often. Immediately before eating beets, they can reduce the number of beneficial bacteria involved in this process. Nitrites then re-enter the body and are converted into nitric oxide, a molecule that many experts consider one of the most important regulators of vascular health. Nitric oxide acts very quickly. It helps blood vessels relax. The lumen of the arteries becomes slightly wider. Blood begins to flow more freely. The heart requires less effort to pump blood throughout the body. This is why some people notice a feeling of ease when walking, exercising, or gardening a few hours after drinking beetroot juice. Of course, this doesn't happen the same way for everyone. The effect depends on age, vascular health, diet, and overall health. But the mechanism itself is well studied and supported by scientific research. 2. Why men over 40 often underestimate nutrition. Many men believe that health depends solely on medication. If your blood pressure rises, you need a pill. If you feel tired, you need an energy drink. If your endurance decreases, you need to buy expensive supplements. But the body is much more complex. Every day, billions of cells are built from what we put on our plates. Blood vessels are constantly under strain. The heart beats over 100,000 times a day. The brain consumes about 20% of the body's total energy. All these organs require vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and plant compounds daily. Beets are no substitute for a balanced diet, but they can be one component in a larger mechanism. When a diet is rich in vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, and healthy fats, the body receives significantly more resources for recovery. This is why doctors are increasingly talking not about superfoods, but about the quality of nutrition as a whole. There is no single product that can solve all problems, but there are dozens of healthy habits that, taken together, can change the quality of life years later. Beets are one such habit. They are accessible, inexpensive, and easily incorporated into the diet of almost any family. And perhaps it is these simple solutions that prove most valuable when it comes to a man's health after 40.